I would like to ask experts in this field, and I'll try to find the real voice and the real knowledge of what is biohacking.
Yes, yes. You love my interview now. Now enjoy. Let's start.
Yeah. So first, and I think the most popular question is, how do you personally define biohacking in modern medicine?
Let's start with my background and then we'll get to that because that way the flow will be better. So
Okay.
you have already started the recording.
Yes, yes. Oh, yes.
Okay. So today I'm excited to share my journey, not as just someone who will answer these questions, but as someone who's learning from nature, because according to me, nature is the biggest biohack. And I keep learning from water. I'm called as the Aquaman biohacker across the world. And I'm working on not just building human resilience, but even on peak performance.
Mhm.
And I've mastered, so we'll talk a lot about flow state, talk about nature. So if you truly ask me, biohacking is measuring using fancy gadgets and measuring and gathering data and trying to measure and optimize our health. That's the normal definition of biohacking. But to me, I have devised a new biohacking blueprint. So if you ask my definition of biohacking, for me, biohacking is trying to be the best version of ourselves, not just physically, but physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And if you, so I have devised something called as the biohacking 4.0 version of framework where you biohack your four different bodies.
Mhm.
Like when we talk health, where people we are always told that you have one body, nurture it, take care of it. But I say that we have four bodies. One is obviously the physical body, to which most people's health are limited.
Mhm.
So my biohacking blueprint is you have to biohack your four different bodies. That is the physical or the earth body, because once you die, you go back to your earth, and then comes the your emotion water body, because water and emotions both flow within us and outside of us. Then it is our air or mental body, because each one of us is actually living their own lives inside their minds, inside and so it's their own perspective to the reality, how they react. And the fourth is obviously the fire or the spiritual body. But at the onset, this might seem like a spiritual framework, but it is not a spiritual framework. I have devised a science-based formula where I give five powerful biohacks in each of these bodies, and most of them 20. So five for each of the four bodies. Most of them, actually, all 20 of them can be worked free of cost without any gadgets. And wherever each person is, we can start working from there and trying to be the best version of their selves in small steps at a time. And the only thing in the important is the main hack is the blue mind and the red mind, because in chronic life, in hard health, first of all, health is a very disease centric approach for most people. If I don't have a disease, then I'm healthy. Is that really true? I say that uh, definitely you don't have a disease, you might be healthy, but there are so many more things. And to health optimization, to achieving the art of because I'm a doctor, I'm a surgeon, I was always fit, and by God's grace I didn't have any disease. But I was never a marathon runner. But since I started biohacking, I'm into peak performance of physical, so I started running marathons. In this last 2 years, I've run like 5 marathons, half marathon, which is also a decently big deal. I can run any day impromptu, like wherever in the world I am. If you just tell me you have to run a half marathon, I'm ready, and then I can start. And so that is the level of cellular endurance, cellular hydration, peak physical performance which I have tapped into. Then we come to water and emotions. So people say that ice baths definitely is good. I am a big provocator of ice baths. Ice bath train your resilience, not just your physical resilience, but your emotional resilience, your mental resilience, and even your spiritual resilience. It opens realms, and you can calm yourself emotions. So, for example, our current people are living basically in the red mind. Like our nervous system of our body, you know that the autonomic nervous system has like a sympathetic nervous system, which is our stress response, which is otherwise also the system which makes us do things, makes us drive things,
Mhm.
be focused. That is also a sympathetic response. And whereas our parasympathetic nervous system is our vagal nerve, our gut brain connection is which slows our heart rate down through breath work and through various other techniques. And this is the blue mind.
Mhm.
It's a calm mind, and real healing takes place in the blue mind. Real creativity takes place in the blue mind, and that this perspective shifts open the mind. So red mind is all not bad, because like life is a balance of the blue mind and the red mind. But I believe that true health, true longevity, true biohacking is tilted towards the blue mind. Like
Mhm.
it is more parasympathetic driven state. So like if when we were hunter gatherers, we were used to live in jungles. Biohacking is again coming back to our roots, connecting to nature, trying to find the missing links, how we used to live in the forests, how we used to live in the jungles. So we used to like wake up with sunrise. Movement was a natural part of our body, of our life. We used to just walk kilometers for food. And sleep, we used to, after sunset there was literally nothing to do. We would probably light up a fire and go after maybe having a meal, having spending some time with our loved ones, maybe an hour or two after sunset we would literally go to bed. So that was syncing our circadian rhythm. And so this is, but problem with our current lifestyle is obviously humans love control. So once we started developing things, we got electricity, we bulbs invented, and then humans wanted to having more from the night. They when they delivered electricity, they can do more things at night. So and then came our current era with AI, with music, with DJ, light, parties. So because of this love for humans to control their life's aspect instead of flowing with the natural rhythm, we started encroaching the night, and that started messing. Now, red mind is people are living in a the root cause of all issues, including brain, including mental fog, including cancers, including any gut issue, joint arthritis, is inflammation at a cellular level. And
Mhm.
where does that begin? Not only in our joints, not only in our hearts, but in our truly in our mindsets. And that is the red mind living. Like a normal person wakes up with alarm clock, messing with our brain waves, messing with our circadian right. And then as soon as we get up, we look at our phones and we get involved in our task-based network, constantly running after one thing. And we are ideally our mornings and our evenings, the special state where we from deep sleep hour is in theta. Everything in life is frequency. We know that, right? It's not life more than matter, it is frequency. And when we are in deep sleep, we go to theta, delta, our brain waves slow down. And when we get up, start that golden moment between waking up and sleeping, that is achieved both while waking up and while going to bed. You cross that magical alpha state frequency that is around 8 hertz. And people talk about manifestation also in alpha frequencies, silva method. So that is the magical where we connect to the super consciousness, to the field, to the unified field. And but sadly people are wake up with alarm clocks. As soon as they get up, they jump from their theta delta and skip alpha altogether and directly jump into beta, and then they are in constant stress all the time. So that is called chronic red mind mode, constantly running, ping, 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 so many notifications, so many constant distractions. That is why we are losing focus, because we like our average focus span has gone drastically down because of our technology. These are blue light blockers. So that when post sunset, if you wear them, you filter the unnecessary blue light. After sunset, we don't need blue light, but like we are doing an interview, there is so many lights around me, the mobile lights. These all are like just by using a simple, so this is not just free, like a very minimal costing biohack, a yellow, good quality yellow glass. It filters those blue light and helps me sleep so much better. So my circadian rhythm is more the earth's circadian rhythm. And that just not helps me in my sleep, that helps in my metabolic flexibility, my organ reset, my overall. So this is true biohacking. We're just using small gadgets, may not be even gadgets, we'll talk more about it. So this is so basically is our calm mind and our relaxed mind, our creative mind, our calm mind. That's what personal journey which I've been like, being a doctor, being a surgeon, I was drawn to medicine because it used to understand between science and humanity. Then surgery, especially like advanced laparoscopy, which I feel I chose surgery and then I chose laparoscopy because it felt like art to me. Instead of doing big incisions, we do minute incisions and we treat diseases. So you enter body with precision, minimal trauma, and maximal respect to our bodies. And then I kept on diving deeper into root cause healing. And that's where I realized that healing is not just technical, it's metabolic, it's emotional, it's even spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why now, like, I am also practicing gut health, cancer surgery, and also integrative medicine, where, for example, a cancer patient or even a gut patient walks to me in with stress, with in his red mind. So I may give him the right molecules to heal. I may even do the right surgery, for example, hernia. But if I don't shift his mind from the red mind to his blue mind, then that's not true healing. So that this is my real life work, which is bridging the medicine 2.0 approach, the
Mm-hmm.
clinical practice, the subduing the symptoms. Like medicine 2.0 is great for traumas. Like if you have an accident, it like there is latest tech with even glue, with advanced thing, you can fix fractures. And so that's good. But all our chronic lifestyle diseases, our sleep, our dementia, Alzheimer's, cancer, diabetes, hypertension, and thyroid, obesity, we have no clear answers till now. We just subdue the symptoms. If patient's blood pressure is rise, we pop him a pill to reduce the BP. If sugar is high, we give him a pill. All lifelong, he has to have that pill to reduce the sugar. That's not healing. That's just not listening to the bodies. That's a complete opposite. That's body is trying to give you the signals. Why does your sugar rise? There is
Mm-hmm.
some cellular inflammation, and that is because of bodies is giving you signal. Why do you get a fever? Why do you get cancer? Your body whispers in small little, and if you are not aware of it, then finally the body has to scream.
Yes. And when you discuss biohacking with patients and colleagues, what myths do you encounter? What myth about biohacking?
So, like,
Uh,
as I already told you, biohacking means, and like, first of all, like, I don't like the word biohacking in place. Like, it is a trending word, but I feel like our health cannot be hacked. It has to be harmonized.
mhm.
You have to stick with your biology. You have to flow with your breath. You have to honor and your gut and respect your mitochondria. These are my four favorite lines. So, like, so I would like rename it to bioharmonizing. That's my true.
Mhm.
And it biohacking, like if you still have to call it because it's a good trendy word, especially the young people get hooked to it because it's a hack. They like all kinds of hacking, but ultimately you cannot hack your biology. It is thinking with your biology deep enough to work with it and not against it, like listening to your HRV, aligning with your circadian biology, we talked a little, using stress intelligently, and then returning to our blue mind, the calm, the coherent state of optimum performance. So, like the myth, if I would, you ask me the question, the three most common myths is, which we see from lots of international videos, some biohacking trending videos, that number one is biohacking is expensive. In reality, I give the framework which I can send you, and like 20 biohacks across four bodies. All these 20 are free, and there is a
Mhm.
24 also, which is the fifth body. Like so when I so first let me bust the myths, then I will come to that. Number one, that biohacking is expensive. In reality, most biohacking things are free. Breath, water, gut, sleep, circadian rhythm, achieving flow state. There are like so many of our nature, like I say that out loud, nature has already cracked the code. But where did biohacking came from? Like we are diving deep into longevity. Everybody wants to live longer. And there is a word very common, health span versus lifespan. We don't just want to live long, we want to will live healthy and long. We don't want to live with disease. So that's health span. That's the right word to focus on. Like even in our last decade of life, we want to be healthy. So
Yes.
that's one myth busted. Then other myth is like biohacking means taking many supplements. Definitely, it is taking some supplements, but real biohacking is lifestyle architecture, which I already told you. It's syncing with your biology. Everybody might not need the all the supplements. It is
Mhm.
listening to your body, as I already told you. Your body whispers, and then we have to act accordingly. We have to listen. It's basically mastering the art of awareness and doing science backed experimentation with your own aware body by listening to its awareness, tracking your gadgets. The more numbers in anything in life, if you don't measure, definitely human mindset, you cannot improve things. But again, so like I wear Aura, Ultra Human, Whoop, lots of gadgets to track down my sleep, my recovery, my muscle, my workouts. But there was a time, I would not lie, that I started doing this with my red mind. Like if I would wake up, I would feel repressed and rested, but my sleep score was wrong, showing bad. So it started to play on my mind. That's when you should stop and throw away all the gadgets, because
Mhm.
the gadgets are there to help you, but you have to listen to your own body. That's true biohacking. If I feel rested but my numbers show wrong, then probably the gadget is wrong, because technology wise, uh, most gadgets, like the important thing like HRV, like I have 4 gadgets on me right now, and if I show you the screen of my HRV today, the numbers are different in all the 4 ones. So it's
Mhm.
not about numbers, it's about trends. That's why we track data, so that we can watch the trends, whether overall we have to work on our trends. And there are which, for example, to understand our sleep, it's we have to understand everything in life is cyclical. We have to understand that there is our body has a core body temperature, and our temperature cycle of our body is also cyclical. So we have to master sleep, you have to master your core body, and none of these gadgets have yet mastered core temperature. Like I'm working with one of the best companies, so there are few new coming companies which are going to change this game. But again, tech, you cannot be dependent on tech. You have to be uh, assist tech, then involve AI. But again, you have to biohack with presence, with your blue mind, never with your red mind. And number three myth in the biohacking is in our longevity life. Now we all know that stress, red mind is bad. Inflammation is the root cause of everything. So people believe that all stress is bad. The truth is that controlled stress is what builds resilience. Unmanaged stress and unaware stress, even small stress in your bodies destroys your cellular health. And that's so we have to be aware and then use stress intelligently.
Mhm. Okay. And to start right? How to start right and not not over. How to say? Uh,
Not overdo it, right?
yes, not overdo it in the start. So you
Like that
can.
is what my intention of building this biohacking blueprint, which I had mentioned a little bit: earth, air, water, fire, the 5 biohacks, is to tell that biohacking is just not adding any superpowers. It's just remembering that we all have this capacity to health optimization and peak perform, not just in our minds, like not just in our bodies, in our minds, in our emotional state. We can be calm in chaos. How you can master that calm mind. And in our spirituality, like uh, explore consciousness. So that's what so how to do it, not overdo it. For keep listening to your bodies. This framework of mine I will give you in a gist. Earth body, we have to target 5 things. That is, number one is cellular hydration. When we talk about hydration, it is a game changer. And you add, like I'm drinking molecular hydrogen water. This is again a paid biohack, but you can master your cellular hydration even without gadgets.
Mhm.
So cellular hydration is not just about drinking water, it's about mastering your understanding of your cells level of hydration. And then drink accordingly, and then eat the right foods, sleep in the right temperature in the night. And there are so many things to it. So we'll not dive deep into all these 20. I will just mention all 20 for for our listeners. Number one is cellular hydration. Number two is gut. And gut is not just consuming the pro and probiotics. Our true gut health is in biodiversity, in like how many the more we are, need colorful diet. The our gut is like a inner rainforest.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you go to forest, there are big trees, small trees, bushes, herbs, shrubs, weeds, so many things. So that is why our gut has similar good bacteria, bad bacteria, fungi, different viruses. So they all, our gut is a super organism. We are not just human beings. We are actually more microbial genome than our human genome, because our human body is a super organism. It's like a super community living together, but we don't see that. We teach our children that bacteria are bad, while most bacteria are like that's the mastery over gut health. Then number three is training your VO2 max. VO2 max is one such trainable parameter which is like outperforms the risk of cholesterol, smoking, diabetes together. And it is a trainable number. You can train it with more zone 2 training and cardiovascular training. And in movement and exercise, it has to be a balance of zone 2 cardiovascular training, some HIIT zone 5, then muscle training. That's my fourth biohack, muscle. After 40, ideally everybody before 40 also. But after 40, if you don't train, you're losing 1% muscle mass every year. After
Mm-hmm.
50, if you're not training, you're losing 2% muscle mass. And that is silently accelerating aging. And so we need to train muscles. And even people hearing it may hear this interview maybe at 60, 70. It's never too late to start to train your muscles, to train your VO2 max. And it is more important than consuming your supplements, you're consuming any other thing. You any this train your VO2 max and train your muscles. When you start need to add creatinine, you might need to add some protein, that is add on. But the basis, you have to first, you cannot take the protein and the creatinine first. You have to first start working here. And the fifth biohack for your earth body is sleep. Sleep is a magical reset. It doesn't just help you recover your uh, body, it is like a reset for the entire system. And in sleep, we also like that is my fifth frequency of the fifth body: earth, air, water, fire. And the fifth one is quantum. In sleep, we explore, we are actually unconsciousness while sleep every night. Even we may get some dreams, but apart from that, we are unconscious, we are not conscious. So we lose our consciousness in our sleep every night. So it is still a mystery that we can actually astral travel, we can connect to our quantum field, we can connect to our loved ones, we can connect to people who have died. Like, so it is like an open portal to the connection to the field. So sleep is so much more. It's like a biological magic. Then shifting gears to the water body is the mastery of the blue mind and the red mind. That's our sixth biohack, first one for water body. Seventh is mastering HRV through ice baths, through cold plunges, through things which are difficult to do. So mastering resilience, like we all know, to combat our stress and to combat this living, we need to combat inflammation. Stress will always be there. We have to build our system resilience. And HRV, heart rate variability, is a parameter which is a measurable word for resilience. Like, it's a parameter. I mentioned that the gadgets are not perfectly yet, but you can still note the trends. So the and like it with ice baths, the resilience, when you train all four bodies resilience: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual resilience. The eighth biohack for our water body, the third one for our water body, and total number eight is our breath work. Is again free. You can do
Mm-hmm.
so much, like, and slow breathing decreases your BP, reduces cortisol levels, and so much more in just minutes. So it is free. And there are different kinds of breathing which you can practice for calming your nervous system down. Then ninth is gratitude journaling. Again, gratitude journaling, you will think it's like a philosophical concept, but it has been proven neuroscientifically that daily gratitude journaling physically thickens your prefrontal cortex.
Mhm.
So that's how powerful it is. And then the 10th one or the fifth one for our emotional body is nature therapy, like grounding. Grounding is probably one of my favorite biohacks, and it is again free. Like,
Mhm.
we live in a society where we are told to wear shoes. And when again going back to our hunter-gatherer approach, when God made humans, like, we were supposed to be grounded 85% of our life, but sadly we are indoors and not grounded 97% of our times. So that, imagine the difference. That,
Yes.
again, it's a free biohack, but again, you can use gadgets. Like, I have a grounding mat under my laptop, then I use grounding pillows for my sleep. But apart from that, I also do my runs, and then I end my run with the last kilometer with bare feet. And I am actually bringing something to the world that is called as tree heart meditation. After my grounding, after I'm barefoot, I go to any tree which, like, I connect with, and I just keep my one hand on the bark of the tree, one hand on my heart, and this way, just keep breathing and connect to the frequency of the earth, that is called as the Schumann frequency. It's a known frequency on the like we already said that everything in life is energy. So, like, earth rotating, revolutioning, earth is also at a frequency that is called the Schumann resonance, 7.83 hertz. And again, no coincidence here. We were talking about the 8 hertz, the alpha frequency, where it's our hypnagogic state when we are getting up from sleep or when we are getting into sleep. That's the hypnagogic state, is the same. 7.83 and 8 hertz are instantly close. They are the same. So this when you keep do tree heart breathing, you can tune into the frequency of the earth, and then wonders starts to happen. Like, you genuinely align yourself to heart, and it is a game changing grounding and tree heart connection, tree breathing, tree hugging. You should hug trees
Mhm.
like we hug our children, like tight hugs,
Yes.
not just superficial Instagram selfie hugs. Like, forget the selfie, forget the video. Try and do it consciously, just with your present mind, with your. You will try that for 7 days, and you will see the difference. Because I told this to people in Japan, I told this to people in Estonia, I told this to people in El Salvador. So, like,
Mhm.
various parts of the world, and everyone who has done it has noticed a shift in just 7 days. Then
Well,
jumping to the third body, the air body, 11th biohack. So our air or the mental body, you can hack with NSDR, non-sleep depressed. That is a yoga nidra protocol, a 20-minute free YouTube video by Andrew Huberman. You can try. So for days like which you have messed up sleep, a 20-minute non-sleep depressed. It's like a meditation protocol which trains your nervous system. It's like similar to yoga nidra. So similar things, like different names. One is a scientific name, one is an Indian cultural yoga nidra name. And it calms your nervous system down, and just 20 minutes of an NSDR session gives you benefits of an hour of sleep. It lowers cortisol. Then the 12th or the second biohack for the air body is neuroplasticity. Like, we were told that neuroplasticity happens only up till 2025, but just learning a new language, learning a new musical instrument, trains your nervous neurons, builds new synaptic connections in just minutes. That's how flexible and adaptable and fluid our nervous system is. So you are neuroplastic till your last breath. Again, this has new science which has been proven in the last few decades. So keep learning new things. That's your ultimate brain hack. Then the third for the air body, or number 13th in toto, is reading. We
yes.
forget basic things. Again, one of the almost free hacks. A book costs like some dollars, but it's almost free. You can get free books. So read 10 minutes a day about a topic which you're curious about, but you have no idea about. And not just topics which you are like masters and you are just doing mastery. 10 minutes of non-agenda explorative new learning reading is such a powerful biohack. It reduces your cortisol levels by 70%. like reduces your cortisol levels by 70%. Like, and it is much powerful than like listening to music, going for a walk. That's how powerful it is for the brain. Number 14th after reading is CO2 tolerance. That is some again one of the hidden biohacks which nobody yet talks about, is training your breath hold. When we take a deep breath and we hold, most people, they after 20 seconds they start getting that feeling of uneasiness, that unrestlessness. That is not because of lack of oxygen, that is their CO2 building in their body. So it's like, it's not our relationship with oxygen, it's how we can train our brains to tolerate more CO2 building. And that's, the more you train, like if you can hold for 30 seconds, 40 seconds, 60 seconds, people who can hold for 60 seconds, and everybody can easily hold it. Even if you right now can do 10 seconds, you can just train yourself, and over 3 days, just 3 days, try this. You'll easily, anyone can go above 60. And in 3 days, you notice your shift in the calmness. Like if you can hold longer, so more CO2 tolerance equal to be calm under pressure, like high CO2
Mhm.
tolerance. And low CO2 tolerance, breathlessness, is anxiety and stress under chaos. So that, like, that how powerful CO2 tolerance is. And people like free divers, scuba divers who hold their breath underwater, they are naturally training it. And this is one of the best mental biohacks. Again, it is free.
Mhm.
And 15 for the air body is digital reset. Stay away from your phones. Like I do not disturb most of the times. Right now, everything is on airplane so that I'm on an interview, so nobody can disturb me. And again, first 2 hours, at least 1 hour if you can't do two, before waking up, after waking up and before going to bed, 2 hours minimum ideally. But if
Mhm.
not two, 1 hours in the morning and the night, you have to like either touch a phone which is not on, which is on airplane mode, where you're like journaling or like writing something. But that also ideally should be done on paper, gratitude journaling on paper. So that is for the air body. Then for the fire body, I suggest it starts with purpose. Like when you, people who have a strong sense of purpose in life, so know your purpose, know your ikigai. That is why people keep saying find your why. Ask the right questions to the field, to yourself. Talk to yourself, find your purpose. And like for me, I found my purpose. For me, purpose, my purpose is water. My purpose is to make people flow, achieve flow state, and like peak performance, and be like water. Water is calm, coherent, and just flows across all things.
Yeah.
Number 17, number 17, or the second biohack for the fire body is fasting. Fasting is
Yeah.
again not just a religious thing, it is a science backed thing. When you fast for just 24 hours, your cellular autophagy gets boosted by 300%. That's how powerful, and it resets your system.
Mhm.
And it also aligns your liver, your gut, your, so overall it, this is cellular autophagy. That's body's natural needs of fasting. Number 18 is sunlight. We already talked about it, the yellow blue glasses, and connecting, syncing with Earth's circadian rhythm is not just for good sleep, it increases your metabolic flexibility, which is the main thing, which builds resilience, which detoxifies your cellular toxins. So it is the wonder thing to tune your into your circadian rhythm.
Yeah.
Then 19th, I also mentioned a little bit, is heart brain coherence. We already mentioned that we are all frequency beings, and there are two most parts of our brain bodies where we emit the strongest frequencies, is our heart. Our human heart emits electromagnetic fields, which is
Mhm.
more powerful, and it is not just within us. The electromagnetic field is so powerful, it affects the field around us, the people around us. And then the brain frequency, we talked about sleeping and waking up, the alpha and beta. So when you do breathing, tree heart breathing, or just heart math breathing, heart breathing, you tune the brain and the heart frequency, and that's where you create coherence. And the last 20th is flow state. it's my favorite because uh, in flow state teaches us that time is not linear. Flow state is not just a slang. Like this
Mm-hmm.
interview, going in flow, right? We've been
Yes.
just talking and flowing two things. So flow state is a neuroscientific state. It's the peak performance of your brain. Then norepinephrine, where like dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins, norepinephrine, and anandamide, six neurochemical cocktails fired together in our brains, and then you perform peak performance up to 500%. That's how powerful flow state is, and it can be trained like you can train your muscle. It's a flow, has a cycle.
Yeah. And all these 20 biohacks, how do you think people can build a personal strategy? They should.
Like now you have the framework, the split. So like start five bodies, biohacks per body. Start with one, try and master that, and then let it compound, and then move to the less, and then keep compounding it. Consistency is thing. So anything in life or in biohacking has to be life sustainable. You do it for like cellular hydration. You learn, you master, you do it for life. Gut health, you learn, you master, you do it for life. VO2 max, you learn, you master, you increase your VO2 max, you keep on doing for life. Muscle strength, you work on it, you build your muscle, but you still keep on doing for life. Sleep, obviously for life. Blue
Yeah.
mind, red mind balance for life. HRV training, building resilience, keep doing for life. Gratitude for life, breath work for life, nature therapy. We are all nature beings. NSDR, then neuroplasticity, keep learning new things till your last breath, keep reading every day. So
Yeah.
basically, all 20, wherever everyone is, you can start, take stop small steps. And this is the framework which once you keep doing it, you might slowly want to add some gadgets, but you can start on all these 20 free of cost,
Yeah.
no money involved. So biohacking is more than of a mindset shift for me, and that's what like in Russia, in India, people are getting up. India loves practical exposure, HRV guided training, gut focused lifestyle, circadian alignment, strength and zone 2 training, making
Mm.
proper protocols. Like I already told, yoga, flexibility, everything needs to be added. So, like in exercise, you need to add everything.
Yes. And how do you think this, if we call this phenomena like longevity, how do you think it will be developed in 5 or 10 years?
It is already changing, like, and like come next 2 years is going to change the game in terms of capital, in terms of human capital. Many educators are rising, many clinicians, scientists, we are already there, we have already mastered. In terms of scientific capital, lots of NMN and David Sinclair, lots of good studies are going to come up in the next 2 years. So good research, validated protocols.
Mm-hmm.
Then in terms of cultural people, this there is a collective consciousness, elevated consciousness which is rising. Like in El Salvador, where I just came from last week back, there was an event where 30 of us, after the event, we got together and went for this elevated consciousness. We went to a lake, we all jumped into it. So it was all blue mind. We created music out of nothing by humming, by banging on the tables, and we were in sync
Mm-hmm.
with our biology. So that's what. So next 5 years is like a game changer. It is like, and I'm happy that the world is shifting towards this more medicine 3.0 approach, and the future is where AI will be merged, and where so we again, to balance the AI and the advancement of technology, we need to be connected to nature. If I believe that that is the only thing which can balance us, nothing else.
Yes.
And if we, I'm an optimist, extreme optimist. So I believe if we take AI and on one hand, and our tech and advancement on one side, and the nature on another, and if we balance it, then we become unbeatable. And but with humility, like we cannot master, be God, like, but you can be superhumans, and then you have to do it with humility, because like if the universe or the higher consciousness wants to finish us, like it once speak and we are gone. So you can't have that ego. And
Yeah.
when we talk about biohacking, it is about when you master these, like I am on slowly getting there. There is a point where you get about self realization, and then you go to self actualization. Who am I? What am I doing this? Like I am all these things which the 20 protocols which I shared across this concept. I didn't devise it. I think nature devised it because I'm deeply connected to nature. Like I am generally, I breathe underwater. I am bringing one more thing to the world, that is underwater meditation. And like water talks to me, I get visions, and I feel my purpose is water. So that is all this protocol, all this thing, which all my knowledge, I am not doing it. It is nature talking through me. It is nature who is writing, who is making all these protocols through me. And definitely, I do the science back research to make it more scientifically aligned and more coherent and more acceptable to the society.
Yeah. And maybe the last one is the important also question is how we can track the result of all this stuff, of all these biohacks and longevity approaches now, because we, I suppose, for now don't have people who have lived more than 110 years. How we can believe that we can live more than
So
150
belief is
years?
something, mindset is the biohacking is more of a mindset shift, and people have lived. Like if you read books like the autobiography of a yogi, like the by Paramhans Yogananda, he was a yogi who went to who took all the ancient scriptures and knowledge from the East and went to USA and write books and made self actualization fellowships. And so like it is already there. The yogis, there are so many yogis who can transform their bodies. They who can live unlimited life. They can rematerialize their bodies after dying. They can
Mm-hmm.
by mastering the lifetrons, by mastering the quantum connection, quantum world. So like when all these four bodies are aligned, a fifth hidden dimension opens. That's the quantum realm. That's the quantum body, and that makes us realize that what is true longevity. Is it just about the years, 110? No. If you look from the minimalistic and a normal human control perspective, then you will ask me the question which you asked, that what will we do about, how will we believe? But once you master earth, air, water, fire, and then visions and worlds of the quantum realm starts opening, and then in what who am I when I die? What happens to my consciousness? It
Mm-hmm.
the consciousness never dies. It merges with the universal consciousness, the unified field. That's what true longevity is about. And it's about like this physical body. Definitely we can track with we should track with gadgets, but start with awareness. Track a metric. Like that's my final advice for people. Start with awareness. Listen to your body, track a metric, all these 20 things, master one habit at a time, choose
Mm-hmm.
simplicity over complexity, and then let it compound. As I already think, like one thing, then you do it for life. Longevity is not a protocol, it's a lifestyle of mastering rhythm. And in your mind, even if you're saying biohacking, always remember it's a misnomer, it is bioharmonizing. And I
Yeah.
don't think anybody, been like maybe people are talking about it. So your greatest technology is your biology. Your greatest medicine is your in your mind. I've also taken part in many power of belief, biology of belief symposiums. There was a symposium on placebo research, how
Mm-hmm.
just our biology, and again health is very driven by the big pharma, by the molecules, because all the money is in the big companies, right?
Yes.
And we as doctors, we have been taught that if you have a headache or if you're feeling low, you have to pop a pill, and
Yeah.
that will release dopamine and you will come out of depression, your mood will rise. So we have been taught all the chemical aspects of how the when you pop a pill, what happens at the nervous system roots. That's but those receptors definitely can be turned down by chemical pills, but those receptors can also be activated by light. We are ultimately luminous beings. Our DNA emit biophotons. those receptors can be just turned on by our belief. That's the future. And the power of belief, how it turns the receptors, that's where the quantum biology comes into place. Like till now, quantum physics was separate and biology was separate. Physicists and biologists usually didn't get along.
Mm-hmm.
But now it has been proven that photosynthesis is a quantum process. Like there are so many enzyme reactions, biophotons are DNA repair mechanism, which cannot be explained by classical laws of biology. So again, quantum process. How do birds migrate? Again, the classical biology, physics, chemistry laws cannot explain. How do birds reach the exact spot? So it is all around us, and the uh, con- collective consciousness is rising. So I think we are living in the most beautiful era. And with again, there may be negatives, there may be pessimists that AI is going to take the future, our jobs are going to die. But I am an extreme optimist in nature, and I believe that nature always wins. And I'm on the side of nature. I'm not on side of any country. I believe nature always wins. And your greatest power is coherence. When you align your breath, your body, your brain, and your intention, everything aligns. And the living is, we are all, the future of medicine is frequency, energy. Like if you tune into the right frequency, you have already done that. If you, so quantum, once we start grasping quantum concepts, that's where I turn the word, the 20th biohack, flow, into quantum flow.
Mm-hmm.
Because in flow state that we have experience as physical beings, in flow state, when running, you are running, when you are things, there are moments where time dilates, and like you feel like only hours have passed, but there will be, so only minutes have passed, and vice versa too. So as that is our human flow state. But when you look the life from quantum perspective, what is time? Time is not linear. Like we humans, are like as doctors, we have been trained that if you want to switch on the receptors, you have to give the pill. But we can do it with our belief, we can do it with our breath, we can do it with our coherence, we can do it with grounding, we can do it with red light therapy, we can do it with sunlight, we can do it with water. These are all we have not been taught. So this is, and when you add quantum to this, so in quantum, time is also not linear. We have been told that past has happened, now is now, and future is going to happen. When you start living in the frequency world, future has a frequency, past has a frequency, now has a frequency. So
Yeah.
it is all happening now. When what you want to create in the future, you have to just tune into the frequency. That music station, radio station, the music of future is already playing. You just have to tune your frequency into the future, and it's already there. That's how I would love to end it like this, I guess.
Yeah, that's great. That's great idea, I think. Well, it was interesting conversation. Thank you very
Probably
much.
my mind is blown because there was too much data, but you should go and listen to the recording, and I think we can post this recording on YouTube also, because it was a good interaction.
Yes, and you say that you have all these 20 biohacks in your social media, yes?
Yes, yes. And also on my YouTube, this talk is there. Also on my Instagram, I keep sharing about each one of those 20. So it's the 21st is quantum coherence, the quantum flow, and that is the merger where it connects you to the quantum realm, because that is the hidden body, the fifth body. Because there is also an ether body. We all remember that ether body where we can do astral travel. So that is the fifth body.
Yeah. So you have never been in Russia like a speaker, I suppose, yes?
But I like now I envision this and I create things in the quantum world. So this is again a very interesting thing which is happening. Like I've never been before this year, I had never been to Japan. Before this year, I had never been to El Salvador. Before that, this year I was never been to Chicago, LA. Like LA, probably I would have been Estonia. So
Mm-hmm.
all these new places where I went to speak, because I was living in my flow state, because I was living in the quantum coherence and the quantum world, it didn't feel new to me. It was like every place and every talk, it gives me a strong feeling of deja vu. You know deja vu, right? That
Yes.
I've been there, I've seen this, I've done this. Like And I'm not joking, like genuinely going Japan, I may mention, and like same now Russia already feels like a deja vu, even though like we haven't yet spoken about when and where, and but I know it'll happen because this is my passion to like, as we started, that biohacking isn't expensive. I want more people, like I want every humanity person to rise with health, because that's what true health is. Like we've been taught all wrong. That's what I believe
Yes, I think also.
about health specifically.
Yes. So I suppose that in 2026 you will visit Russia.
Yeah,
I hope.
yeah, sure, sure.
I will introduce you to our audience as a great expert because
Okay,
your approach about nature is great.
thank you.